Again, I'm gonna be super rusty in this game because I haven't played it in like a week. So I'm gonna get my ass kicked on the first raid I do. I don't even remember where we left off. Oh yeah, we lost the liberation rite and let Hamitha's sister get freed. That's right. I remember now. This is the sports ball one, yes. It's sports ball one with ancient rituals and exiles and all sorts of craziness. You thought Ruki was trying to get your attention, but soon realized his attention is fixated on somebody else. Might I assist you with something there, Mr. Greentail? Ruki has not struck you as the sort to ever be a loss for words, and yet... no, I was just trying to see if maybe... Pamitha gives a laugh, not in an unkind way. At ease, Ruki, darling. You should know I have no immediate plans to snatch you up and eat you for a snack, if that was your concern. No, it's just, I mean, what is it then? Look, I got this really stupid question here. Been bugging me is all. It's just, us Kurds, we don't have many, run-ins with you folks, and so... What is your really stupid question, Ruki, darling? Okay, here goes. How come you always wear that hat? Pamitha remains silent for a time, then... This helm was given to me by my blood sister on the night of my first kill. Slowly, she reaches for the helm. Oh god, what's under the hat? Ah, just green hair, okay. Ruki Greentail, helm, it means nothing to me now. I want you to keep it. What? Then Pamitha begins to laugh again. Come on, Ruki darling. You have got to stop being so serious around me all the time. I don't bite. Besides, we seem to make a decent enough team out there, I think. You're pretty quick. Ruki laughs, rather sheepishly. Alright. You got me pretty good there, sister. So, that stuff you said about the hat then? Total nonsense, mostly. I just happen to like it. So, you're saying I can't keep it? If I get out of here before you, Mr. Greentail, it's all yours. It's a deal. He skitters off before Pamitha can respond. She simply shrugs at you and smiles. So if we let Pamitha go first, then we can give Ruki a sweet hat. I like it. Give Ruki even more quickness. That would, damn it, push the duck button, please. There we go. But I think that's probably a bad idea. He's already almost too quick to control him. What's better, 10% or +5 quickness? That is clearly. It's 5.5 meters compared to like 4 meters. Right. However, if I put this on Ruki, oh, it doesn't show because they're not carrying the orb, right? So 10% would be another like 0.5. Not necessary. Okay, obviously. It's already too fast. again find yourself amid the serene walkways of the Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. The Ender Crystal seeks Etha. So we gotta start off with one of these annoying things. Oh, you mean that feisty harp? She may yet be taught some manners, I should think. I shall attempt to bring her down to size. Let us bring her forth. Etha arrives. Call for me, reader darling? Ah, it's that crystal then. Let's hash it out. I'm ready. The thing is, the trinket's probably not going to be worth it because the trinket she has already is super good for, like, the regen stamina when she touches the orb. Listen well, Harp. You answer to me here? Ooh, a bossy one. Sure then, go on and tell me more. Such a delightful student for a change. Come then, let us see what you can do. Left to your own devices, save for your reader's vigilance, of course. Vigilance. But let's show her what she wants to see then, reader darling. This one's not going to be too bad because Harpies are OP. I don't even know what just happened there. After putty, but one person died. Getting wrecked by the other harpy, of course. I jumped. You got no stamina, bitch. Wow, I can't believe that hit me. That's fine. Now let's do what I'm gonna get. Easy. Just fly around everything. Let's see what you get. Hopefully it's decent at least. There and everyone is happy. How happy as can be, my debt was pretty hard. So good of you to ask. On top of that, your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. You have my congratulations both to you and your lovely reader. Now be gone from here before I have any second thoughts. What we get? Hi, that Sandra sure could use a massage or something. So angry, isn't she? Flying, Prometheus shall not be banished by dousing the adversary's Pyre and deals +3 damage. I mean, it's okay. I think the extra stamina is just way too strong. Might just sell that, honestly. We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. From atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night. The stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you all are a part of is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there to the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volfred requests everyone to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled, and Volfred regards the group. Everyone, there is an aspect of our plan which I have not talked about with you at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of you, in all of us. I see in all of us living a vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from different tribes which later formed our commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all this ceremony, of which we're now a part. The exiles liberated through their rites went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative. On behalf of Molten Millith, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. It is a pleasure to introduce you to a dear old friend of mine whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by the way of greeting. We are to understand that ye require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks you and your fellow exiles, each in turn. We frighten ye, apparent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Welcome aboard. Now then, my boy, perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more up there behind those stubborn rains, meaning it is time we got back to business. Indeed, once more several stars shine bright within the cold and storming sky. Let's see, Tempers. Chastity, or the accusers. What are the accusers? I feel like the first ones we fought. Oh, okay, so they're not like currently in the ranks because they don't have a leader, because we sent Tamith home. I don't remember who these are. Let's fight them though. I think they're one of like the first ones we fought. Which is probably why I don't remember them. So to take on Lendl and the accusers this time, huh? I've done some digging about him. He tells you what he knows of your next adversary. Lendl the Liar, the first adversary you confronted on the rights, I was correct. Not long after you took your first steps on the path to freedom. A former constable of the Commonwealth, he gained a reputation for his strict and brutal manner. By any means, he always caught the crook. Once, he arrested a civilian who hated him on suspicion of theft of Commonwealth artifacts that had gone missing. Lendl discovered the artifacts himself in the civilian's home. The suspect soon was exiled, still, he denied the charges, even as they cast him downriver. The case was investigated further, though too late. Suspicions turned toward Lendl. It turned out he had planted the damning evidence himself, so he was exiled in turn. In the downside, he soon became acquainted with the rights, having heard all of this from several people in high places. He asserted himself as the de facto leader of the accusers. They bent to his aggressive nature and prevailed many times under his watch. Yet each time his chance at liberty arose, the Nightwings either defeated him or simply did not show. I guess that's why he doesn't care for us. No matter though, we'll soon give him more reason. See you in the morning, my friend. Bid Headwind, a good evening. At dawn you shall take flight again. You find Big Bertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Such clutter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in flagging hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bogs can induce paralysis or worse. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. 'Twas a feat we wished to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rights. Then she backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail Bertram, madame. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. Do I want to know? It is possible that Fulford has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then, after you, madame. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. Man, what a motley crew we are. You rise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, reader. Bertrude. I trust your stay has been not too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood, the comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all this. The reader here shall do so once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Away we go. What's that? Soaring above, exploring shore, you notice Pamitha is gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. That damn place down there. I like it least of all. I think among everywhere we've been, I'm thankful there's no reason to return. It reminds me of my home is all. The high-wing remnants, we all grew accustomed to the thinner air amid the cliffs that breaches the clouds above your commonwealth. But it was not the nicest place. Little wonder that my sister settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land there by the nest of Trista. Anyways, I'm pleased to have to spend as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go about our business. Okay, I guess those are just little, like, lore markers. Test, like, what happens if I interact with one of these guys? Oh, what the bloody blazes? Barker notices your wagon at his flank there and begins to laugh. Well, if it isn't the Nightwings flaunting their fancy little flying wagon, eh? You think you're better than us, mates, eh? Ha, you ain't better than the dung I stepped in last night. Now, get on out of here. I mind to leap on over there, rip your gutters out. You hear me? Fuck you too, Parker. Chemical ingredients or blood baths? Let's go for ingredients. Plus, you know, I'll never pass up an excuse to visit Luxand, obviously. Fulford is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The road to freedom, written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer can still read and comprehend. Yet I marvel how absurd all of this is, my boy. Tell me something, though. I've spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? Sure. Find it fascinating. You tell Wilfred the book has fascinated you and that you have never seen anything quite like it. He nods slowly as you describe your experience with it. I share the sentiment to have in our possession a genuine artifact from a forgotten time. How much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events? I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. He puts away his copy of the book with care. It is amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time. I think whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas they're contained, they remain rather provocative as well. To think that the Commonwealth disavows the existence of this book despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Although the reasons why are in there, written plain, how fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whoever shall be next to use them. He turns his attention to other matters and bids you a good afternoon. The Bog Witch Bertrude knows much of things growing unseen throughout the land, including things residing here within the dry flats of Luxand. We have made note of thy willing assistance. Come along, lad, reading one. When she requests your company in such exertions, only she could say, yet she does no such thing. She instead directs you to collect the foul ingredients that she seeks. The regents seem to disappear into a rose, and you return in silence. Later, you note a new talisman has appeared among the group's possession, bearing Bertrude's unmistakable mark. So if you're behind, you do more damage. Meh. Or you can just knock behind. That's my strategy. What you got for me around? Hey, it's you guys again. Just come on in and have a look around all the stuff I got, okay? I got some good new stuff here pretty recently. Maybe you've seen it before, maybe not. I don't know. Nope, you really don't have anything new. I have no money. Sell this. probably never gonna use this though, so let's sell that. And look at some upgrades. +3, +4. Doesn't sound very worth it. That's pretty good. I might save up for that. Good though.
Compare power mais.
Yeah, some of the some of the trinkets I just never actually use. So might as well just get rid of them. What about you? Oh, you're of course not quite level 2. We have a shit ton of inspiration. What can we give you? You have a really low hope. Let's give you this for now. Move up to 45. That is a level. That's already level 20. Only get that up to +6. Let's. Roll this up by 3. And this up by 4. Now basically cost nothing for him to fly and jump around. Gotta make Tiza OP. Which one, Bertrude? You approach Bertrude just as she has finished polishing the various bottles, flasks, and vials that your fellow exiled have collected during your travels through the downside. The evidence of thy travails. Okay. How brazenly you put them on the display. Ye tempt these lands to swallow ye. She lets out a long breath. Nonetheless, these trinkets stir our memories, not merely of these lands, but of the country whence we came. No reading one that we are here because of Sandalwood. We met him long ago within the southern bogs. He offered many courtesies, and in exchange we found agreeable. We sought then certain reagents necessary to our studies of the heavens and the earth, and he knew where to procure them. In exchange, we were to boil for him our finest inks, a certain recipe notorious yet secret. Its stain could never be removed. Oh, but the Commonwealth misliked it. 'Twas when we first began collecting samples of the regions of the downside for Sandalwood. Was ever true to his word. His word. Long had we studied this accursed place, Black Basin, the chaos of the deathless tempest, the richest of the bogs of flagging hands. Land so far away, yet they called to us. If Molten Nilith was able to traverse the downside in its entirety an age ago, then surely 'twas not beyond reckoning that we could do the same. Furthermore, but she hesitates. That matters not, Green One. Thou hast indulged our tales long enough for now. She slithers away without further explanation. She seems reluctant to discuss the circumstances of her past with Volfred, yet you sense that she is here by choice. Oh. That's fancy. Alright, let's go fuck some people up. Here among the dry flats of the Cairnapea of the You await the signal of the stars. There is no sign yet of your expected adversaries, the accusers. Then the little imp Tizo flutters up to you. Tizo! Tizo cautions you that he has some history with your next adversary. Tizo seems to be indicating that Lendl has a personal vendetta against him. Why would you have a personal vendetta against Tizo? What kind of monster are you? But before you can explain anything further, the stars begin to call to you. So does Tizo want to fight, or does he not want to fight? I can't tell. I'm gonna turn this off. I don't think it's worth the +3 enlightenment, honestly. Especially after losing that last one last time.
The much vaunted reader has returned, and it would appear his ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this right shall be the accusers. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
Your companions are assembled and ready for the rites to commence. However, there is still no sign of your adversaries, the accusers. The little imp Tizo screeches something, cautioning you all to stay alert. But then, someone leaps forth from the shadows. He grabs at his mask. Aha! Caught you out, you miserable beast. I knew it. After all this time, I knew you were still among their ranks. Leave Tizo alone. Tizo was angry to have stumbled into an apparent trap laid for him by Lendl. Silence, fiend. You robbed me of my freedom, my dignity. Your evil shall be ended here and now. And you, Nightwing, shall not deny me thus again. Come then, my accusers, for we face nothing other than the spawn of the accursed imp, Hayab the Swallow. Let us show him now that he is a disgrace. Tizo whistles, something angry back at him. Whatever transpired between him and Lendl in the past, Lendl evidently has not let it go. Hold a moment, reader. The crone Bertrude slithers forth, wearing the remnants of the rites. Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you became familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. Good, Bertrude? Please, show the reader something of your aptitude. We expect thou shalt soon be inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog-crone Bertrude shows herself in full.
Okay.
Now I have to wonder what became of her accomplice.
Doesn't really have a jump, she pounces wherever you're pointing.
Accomplice in particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
There's not a lot of stamina. But she has this, so that's pretty good. She is flashing. What? Okay. I don't understand. Flashing there, not flashing here. Yeah, this. I don't understand. I'm confused. Alright. Yeah. Now then, Raiden 1, know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with you because of Sandalwood, because of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rites, and we shall aid ye in that plan. Thus we are at thy disposal, and await thy bidding.
Who Who shall conduct this rite?
Kinda want to use you just because we need to level you up. Also, kinda want to let Tizo kick their ass. Probably put the crone in the front. You can start off with her and just start off with a big AoE blast.
That's rude.
And we'll put Tizo.
Tizo.
Who's close to leveling? You guys are all need a lot of experience to level up. Let's go with Beneatha. Good, she's OP.
Very well.
Tizo hoped to never have to see Lendl again, but is prepared to face him. Nightwings, the wicked fiend you serve is an affront. He denied my rightful freedom in my moment of triumph. I shall never forgive him or any of you. What did he do? I want to know.
Commence. In honor of the scribes.
Get dunked down by Tizo.
Her wings have served her true.
Harpy's OP. Hold still, you misbegotten little pox. We are not finished with you yet. Tito utters at Lendl a slew of the absolute worst in profanity. You tell him, Tizo. Your curses cannot possibly affect me any further, you foul spawn, for you have taken everything from me already. But if I am to be trapped in this forsaken hole with you for the remainder of my days, then I shall see to it that yours shall be as doleful as my own.
That Lendl certainly enjoys a rousing speech, though talk means nothing in the rites.
Bask in the purifying flame. Your adversary's pyre now falls short of yours. Both vanished.
Oh, he's got the jukes.
Into your
Dash my dash.
A show of strength from the Nightwing's opponents. Ho ho ho! The imp did it! The Nightwings edge closer to victory. Indeed. She soared right in.
Okay, the crone's pretty good. The AoE's really strong. Fuck. The pounce is kind of hard to control though.
There it is.
Oh, he didn't jump. I thought he was gonna jump. That's fine.
Your pyre spikes. The Nightwing's adversaries gained an edge. Unfortunate for the accusers. Ah, yes. Do you believe you can prevail in this? Poor Lendl.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Your
Fuck.
exiles shall return ere long.
Oh, I fucked that up.
That ought to wake you up. on the ground. Onward thus to greater glory. Your victory is at hand. And it is done.
Get fucked on by Tizo.
The Nightwings prevail.
That was a little
again.
close. I fucked up a few of those.
May their next adversaries fare a little better.
Game's actually getting kind of tough.
The ceremony is complete.
Tizo is very pleased that you prevailed, but wishes to make a quick exit at this time. Blast! Where did he go? Where did he go? That infernal imp. It's a monster in disguise, a fiend. Come forth to torment me till the day I die. Lendl storms off in a fit of anger. Tizo reappears once the coast is clear and expresses his gratitude again. What Lendl said before, if Tizo is truly a descendant of Hayab the Swallow, then he has quite the legacy to live up to.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
Oh, Tizo leveled up.
Understanding deepens in the mind of the imp Tizo.
I really want to get the suicide one. I think it'll be funny. Yeah, that's also decent. That was up to 25 damage. I wish it told me how fast he returns, like how much hope it gives him. Would be nice to know.
The ancient crone called Gertrude opened up her eyes.
Let's see what your tree looks like. Ah, okay. So she does more damage. These both kind of suck. She's not really an offensive hero. She's mostly just there for her aura burst. Like she's not going to be running it in all that often. All the stamina recovered if you pounce. Less stamina. That's really good. That also seems pretty good. That's pretty good. Man, all her shit's really good. I like this one. I like these two, and I guess I can do without this. Like, it's probably pretty good if you want to go for the more offensive with her, but I don't think that suits her very well. So we should just focus on boosting her aura blast damage and size. And that's pretty nice too. If we're losing, we basically take less damage. Alright, let's go with this one first.
The wild witch revealed. Until the stars align.
After besting the accusers in a last-ditch effort, we return to the wagon to find Wilfred and the lone minstrel in the midst of conversation. Most strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Nor I, Wilfred, sir. Then Wilfred notices you there. Reader Tariq and I have observed a strange occurrence in the sky is all. It appears that the star of Calamer Ropecaller is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. You see only a single shining star illuminated far above. It is just as Wilfred indicated. The rogue star. So we have to fight the Tempers. Don't have a choice, I guess. Then we are summoned to the Isle of Calamer, deep within the Deathless Tempest. Have you been there before, Tariq? So long ago, I scarce recall the time, only the scent. It is the place from whence the creatures native to this land sprang forth. Reader, let's not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We'll set forth at dawn and soon see for ourselves what to make of it. Tizo. Tizo has been somewhat less cheerful since his run-in with Lendl and the accusers. He approaches you, wanting for you to hear him out. Tizo seems unhappy about something Lendl said to him. Tizo understands full well why Lendl is angry with him. While Tizo does not like Lendl as a person, he recognizes nonetheless that he denied his freedom. It was a liberation right, he did what he felt necessary, he wanted to help his friend go free. Nonetheless, he still feels a certain guilt and regrets that the rites force exiles into such situations. He falls silent for a while. Whether the A-scribes ever intended for imps such as he to participate in the rites firsthand is difficult to know for certain, then. Tizo is grateful to you for listening. He knows the scribes created the rites with good intentions. He promises to keep doing his best to live up to the legacy of the scribes. He bounds up to the rafters with some of the other drive imps. Regardless of whether he is truly an ancestor of Hayab the Swallow, surely the scribes would have been proud of him.